Welcome back, Fire Crew. It's your captain, Yeehaw Yadam, and for today's video, we've got a classic. Blue, purple, peanut butter, and jelly croc, man. This deck is really, really cool. It's a deck that I've enjoyed for a really long time, and it's a deck that has been forced out of the meta just because of the exact speed at which the meta runs at. But we have now gained some new tools that have made this leader maybe viable. I don't know. It might be Cope, but I think he's pretty darn cool. The deck has a lot of defense. Why does the deck have a lot of defense? Because the leader has an innate draw factor. And if in case you don't know what the Croc does in mono color, let me tell you. Dawn times 1, after you activate an event, you may draw 1 card if you have 4 or less cards in your hand and haven't drawn a card using this leader's effect this turn. Now, this is not once per turn your turn, once per turn opponent's turn. This is just once per turn. So you can do this effect on your turn and on your opponent's. If you are able to go ahead and place a Dawn under the Croc, 3,000 worlds your opponent, or Red Rock, and then Jet Galling on the opposing turn, you are able to draw a card on yours and your opponent's turn, which is really darn nice. Not only that, because your leader has the Baroque Works typing, Miss All Sunday, again, one of my favorite cards of all time. She's kind of one of the bangers, if you know what I mean. She goes ahead and can add basically any of these very powerful events to your hand, which is really, really good. Not only that, we've got an addition to the deck called Who's Who that can now search the very powerful Animal Kingdom Pirates. So if you guys have seen what's going on in OP5, Purple Luffy has been doing really, really well. Why has Purple Luffy been doing really well? Because it can ramp your Animal Kingdom Pirates, and those cards are very, very powerful. Not only that, this deck can search them. We can't necessarily ramp them, but we can at least get almost the entire crew into our hand. We have access to Blue Kaido, Jack, X-Drake, Queen, and the Blast Breath, which is a very powerful event counter that just so happens to work really, really good in the Blue-Purple Crocodile. We also get to play a lot of other powerful effects in terms of the Purple Crocodile himself. This card's going to allow us to filter, heal, gain some more length into the game. We also have access to Babe. Babe is a very powerful card because, again, our leader is Baroque Works typing, and Dawn -1 make our leader just a little bit stronger, which is really, make this card a little bit stronger in my opponent's turn. Make it just a little bit more difficult for our opponent to remove. And then we have Miss All Sunday, which innately does ramp us and draw us a card if we play her from our hand. And if not, she will eventually, just come out of life. It's a very interesting card, and I think the deck in general has a lot of merits. There's obviously some things that you can change around to make the deck possibly a little bit more competitive. I am a big enjoyer of this Jack, and I'm going to be trying to use him to win some games. But obviously this could be something else, and you might can tweak the numbers around to possibly add in a couple more consistency pieces for the Animal Kingdom Pirates or the Baroque Works if you're so choosing to do that. So let's go ahead and play some games and see just exactly what this list of the Blue Purple Crocodile can do. Alrighty, so for our first game, we've got none other the Meta Slayer himself, Zoro. So as much as I try to get a good representation of the meta when I make these videos, it's been very difficult lately to find anyone playing red in general. Whether that be Whitebeard or Zoro or whatnot, but it is what it is. We do have a good start here that we find the Who's Who's going to go ahead and find us the X-Drake, and we're going to see another Who's Who, which is going to go ahead and find us a Queen. It's a pretty solid start. Unfortunately, Who's Who just cannot KO Buggy because Who's Who is a slash character, which sucks. But such is life, right? So he's going to attack me for 5. He's going to be 5/5/6ing me this turn, which is unfortunate. I'm going to go ahead and keep the Desert Spotter. That's going to come in clutch later. I'm going to go ahead and attack me for 5. I'm going to go ahead and give him the Queen. He's going to attack me for 6. I'm going to go in the X-Drake. It's going to go back to my turn, I'm hoping. Has another 1-drop. Has Sanji. So triple 1-drop start. Not great. And we can't KO the other one just because of the nature of how it works, right? So it's going to go... We're going to go ahead and play Miss All Sunday to ramp us and then pass the turn. We're going to have to combo very aggressively here and then try to cycle. He goes ahead and fists me. That's rude. Didn't plan on getting fisted today. He's going to go ahead and attack me for 7. 7's a good attack. I'm going to have to take this one. And he doesn't turn any cards sideways, which is horrible for me. Now I am at 8 Dawn, so I could just slam down my Crocodile. If I do that, then I can't Kaido. But honestly, Kaido just sucks in this matchup. I'm going to go ahead and attack him for 5 because I do have to somehow, someday, some way win this game. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to deploy a Crocodile here, use its action to go ahead and heal 1. The Dawn -2 really, really hurts in this deck. There's not a lot of ramp besides the Sunday, so unfortunately that's gonna suck. But we are going to have to heal one here, right? He's going to go ahead and Marco away our Who's Who, which is absolutely fine. We're not allowed to keep cards on the board, huh? So he's going to go ahead and 5/5 and do all this stuff. I'm going to go ahead and remove my Kaido. Ooh, that's a really solid trigger. That's going to go ahead and remove that. Unfortunately, it can't get to Marco, but if I could, I would. I'm going to go ahead and block this attack with my 2K, but I've lost a lot of Dawn this turn, unfortunately. Such is left. I'm going to go ahead and attack the Buggy for 5. He lets it go through. Well, this Crocodile is going to get in there for 9. That card is just going to have to chuck along. Going to go ahead and play a Sunday. I probably should have attached a Dawn to the Crocodile, but since I was attacking the Buggy, I didn't think it really mattered. And that's going to just have to be it. I do have access to Gum Gum Rain as well as Desert Spada, which is really good. I also have the Red Rock in my hand, which will be nice as well. He's going to go ahead and he's going to Pistol the Miss All Sunday. So again, which is good. Just removal, summon 1-drops. It's exactly what you want to see. It's exactly what Zoro wants to be doing. Now, this is a mistake, right? Because why are we attacking a Crocodile here? I'm going to let that go through. I'm going to go ahead and see how I defend this. Gum Gum Rain is going to go ahead and be my option here. And then when he attacks me for 7, I could just Blast Breath it and then draw a card, which I think is what I'm going to opt to do. I'm going to Blast Breath, lose a card, draw a card, which is perfectly fine. And I do have double Sunday, which is going to be really clean for us, right? I also have Babe, but I don't see us being able to play Babe, as it's just going to be another card that he's going to remove off of my board. I'm going to go ahead and attach Dawn to the Croc, hit him for 7, see if he wants to defend here. He chooses to give me the blocker. That's fine. I'll go Crocodile in, and then I'll just play double Sunday probably. Now Sunday can go ahead and grab me back almost anything in my discard pile, so it's really, really solid. I can go ahead and block, get a Rain. Rain can go ahead and pitch a card. I can go ahead and draw a card. And you can start seeing the engines kind of churning in the deck, right? Unfortunately, the engines really started churning late in the deck, late in the game, but that's exactly how the Crocodile likes to do it. So he's going to go ahead and play Nami. Nami's going to find him a Zoro, the Rusher. He's going to go ahead and slam that bad boy down, which is, again, not great for us. Feels like it's just not going the hottest, but fortunately, we are able to just pitch this Babe, which is good. All right, that's a good 1K. He's going to go ahead and 6K me here, and then I'm trying to decide if I block here, but I probably want to just go Desert Spada. Ugh. God. I don't even want to place this at the top. Like, Queen is a great card, but Kaido is a horrid card. So I'm going to just go and do it like this. So I can draw the Kaido, then I'll block with the Sunday, and then I'll pitch the Kaido. The only way I can think of doing it, I can also use the Crocodile action to draw a card and pitch, and then I'll block here, and I'll grab the Gum Gum Jet Gatling probably. Can also grab Blast Breath. I don't really think there's many more things that are going to come at me this turn. Oh, he puts one more on his leader. Yep, that's going to suck. Got me. He's going to go ahead and play a Choppy Boy. And, well, we're going to have to do the same turn once again. We'll go 9 at his leader. See if he opts to take this attack. He chooses to block, which is really, really solid. Just trying to see how much Dawn I have, or Dawn that I'm using this entire turn. Now, I'm going to just attack him for 5. I'm going to go ahead and Queen here. Should have probably attacked him a little harder, right? As I'm most definitely going to have to keep up a Dawn under my leader. And I'll probably deploy another Miss All Sunday. And pass. Yeah, I can't even afford to draw a card here, right? So this is perfectly fine. He's going to go ahead and Pistol my Queen. And yeah, I'm not within the range of Monkey D. Luffy, which is really solid. So he's going to go ahead and Marco that away. I'm going to have to go ahead and grab some sort of card. He's going to go 7. I'm going to use the leader ability. Then I'll probably Gatling away a Blast Breath. Powerful. It's going to go ahead and attack me for 6. I'll go ahead and defend it. Attack me for 6 again. I'll go ahead and see what I can grab here. Yeah, those seem like good cards to have at the top of my deck. And my go. So I'm going to attack him for 9, and depending on how he responds, since he didn't defend it, then I just go for 15, right? My other play was to play Queen and then just keep up a ton of Dawn. But yeah, we were able to take it. So after that Zoro game, we take another step in the meta, and what do we got? The polar opposite. A nice Sleepy Time Earl Grey deck. I don't know. What's the Sleepy Time tea? Any UK fans that will be able to answer this question for me? Go ahead and attack the leader for 7. He triggers a Brûlée. Okay, I mean, it'd be how it be. So it will happen in this matchup, if any matchup. Goes ahead and plays his Flamingo blocker. Again, the more I play the Queen deck, the more I think that that's a card that it's a late game card that you have to hold. I mean, I guess if he has no other play, that's fine, but he opts not to attack me. So we're going to be playing one of these games, huh? Where he's going to go ahead and keep my life really, really high so he can just Yamato infinitely. I'm going to go ahead and play the Miss All Sunday and pass. Ooh, and now we get to see the secret deck. Now, don't talk about this card, too hard. You can't say its name because if not, the boogeyman will come get you. But Jack, oh boy, Jack is good in these control matchups, right? So I'm going to go All Sunday and play one of the Jacks out, attack for 5. Man, we're just ramping here, chilling, amassing game knowledge. It's interesting that he chose to block with the Flamingo blocker and not the Brûlée. I guess Brûlée can be Katakuri'd, but that's interesting. I probably would value the Flamingo blocker a little higher. Tough. So he does go Soga King, disrespecting Jack to my face. Unbelievable. We're going to have to make him pay for that one. So he's going to go ahead and Soga King, go ahead and, do some hand restructuring. And then I'm going to go ahead and play a Queen here, minus a Dawn, draw 2. Oof, man, we have banger after banger in this hand. So we're going to go ahead and pitch the Miss All Sunday. We just don't need it anymore. Attack my opponent for 5, use the card action. I'm going to go ahead and he's going to pitch a Kaya off of the card action and then take a life. Like, oof. Oh, that feels good, man. And it seems to be a trigger. He's opting to decide if he's going to go ahead and do it or not. I'm going to go ahead and hit him for a 6. He takes this again. Ooh, this is really solid. Plays the Sanji, and I'll play a Jack, and I'll pass it right back. Now, a card that would be really good here would be exactly Gum Gatling. Card is crazy, man. It goes ahead and red rocks my Queen as if I cared. And then he's going to play Amand, and then he's going to 6 my Jack. I'll let it go through. I have another Jack ready to go. I still have 4 life, so if anyone's got time, it's me. He's going to go ahead and attack me for 6. I will defend this just because why not? So I got to start getting some of these cards out of my hand so eventually I can use Crocodile's effect. Go ahead and use my Crocodile's ability to heal me 1, go to 5, and then I'm going to just attack the Soga King for 6. He defends it, and then I'll attack his leader for 5. Go ahead and use the action to -1 Dawn. And he's going to have to give me a card in hand and a life, or a card in hand and a blocker. Just good stuff all around. Come on, man. When you get to do Jack like this, tell me that doesn't feel good. Jack just said, give me red rock and a blocker. Ooh-wee. Yep, he Yamato's the Jack. And he'll heal 1. Yep. I mean, yeah, this is kind of how this matchup goes. He's going to go ahead and I'm going to finally choose to take a life here. I get a Who's Who in my hand. And that's going to have to find me something cool. I find another Jack. Let's go. I'm going to red rock away the Yamato. I mean, he's got a lot of life now. But you ain't healing, boy. And then I'm going to summon Jack again. And then pass it back to my opponent. So he's going to need another big drop here, which... wah, he does get. He's going to hit me for 6. I'm not going to use the card action. Oh, I do use the card action. Go ahead and pitch the Miss All Sunday. I'll take a hit here. What does this let me do? Nothing too crazy. And I'll draw a card. Ooh, that guy's good. You guys are real good. I'm going to go ahead and attack my opponent for 5. And Boa, sure. I'll attack again. Blocks with the Boa. I'll go ahead and do this and pass it back to my opponent. Now, he does have a Yamato, which is equivalent to my Croc. So it's pretty easy to defend that. Nothing that I'm very scared of. He's going to go ahead and attack my Croc for 7, which, sure, we'll say that that's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Gum Jet Gatling, pitching my 3000 World, and I'll use Babe. He passes, doesn't want to let his Yamato go down that easily, which I understand. If Yamato goes down, he's in a really tough spot. I'm going to go ahead and attack him for 6. Should be running out of 2Ks at some point. He has the Amand. I'll go hit him for 9. Hit him for 12. And then it's just going to be Queen, effect, pitch the 3000 World, because not ever going to do anything, and play a Miss All Sunday and pass. Now, Miss All Sunday will buy me back the red rock, which will then KO the Yamato, or well, not KO, but it'll take care of it. And then My goodness, my gosh. We're in a good spot. So he's going to go ahead and red rock my Kaido. And then he's going to attack me for 9. And I will not use card action. Just going to block, get the red rock back, pass it back to my opponent. I guess he doesn't notice that I get the red rock back or something. Doesn't attack with the Yamato. I'm going to bottom deck the Yamato. And then everything's just going to get in there. 7. Gives me 2 cards. 9. Block. 7. Pass. And yeah, it's gonna need some gamer moments to really get out of this one here. So we'll see. Pass it back to our opponent. Goes Sanji hit my queen for 7. I'll go ahead and use the ability. I'll lose the Sunday, and then I'll pitch an next Drake, and then my next turn is gonna be summon another Crocodile, and then just everything face, right? So we'll go 9. It's gonna have to give me a blocker. We'll go 9. I guess we're not crocodiling. We're just going to win instead. But as you can see, the deck can just keep going. And for our last game, if we're not going to showcase one Rebecca game, are we really playing an OP04? Not really. So Rebecca opts to go first. I'm trying to decide here. Well, like obviously Mulligan, they're going to go ahead and use Rebecca's ability. They're going to go ahead and add the boy, the toy, the dad. The most annoying card in the deck. And they're going to go ahead and use Rebecca on the following turn. Is going to go ahead and add a second one. And then they're probably going to try to play... Oh, another Rebecca? Sure. This one's going to grab Luffy. And yeah. I mean, they're set up. They've got everything they want, right? I would assume all they're missing is like some sort of like Orlumbus or something. But yeah. Okay. That was a really cool turn where you added 3 cards to your hand. Now I'll attack you for 9. Because I've got nothing better to do. And then, yeah, again, because it is Rebecca, my opponent really can't do too much. He's going to go ahead and summon the Kiro. The Kiro is going to go ahead and trash the Colosseum. I'm going to attack you for 9 again because, again, I have nothing else to do. And even though they were able to add those 3 cards to their hand and, you know, get significantly ahead because of them, they had to pitch 3. So we're back at neutral. They've done 2 of the Kiroses for no value whatsoever. 3 Kiroses for no value. And awesome. I know the last card in the hand is Monkey D. Luffy, so cool. Not really too upset about this. And they're going to go ahead and come King Kong Gun. He's going to have to take this life, right? Because probably the hand is just a ton of bricks. I'm going to go ahead and use Crocodile's effect to go ahead and heal one. And now is when we start playing some games, right? We have Crocodile into Crocodile. We have Kaido. We've got Queens. We've got a lot that's going on in our hand, so... We're going to have to take this game. This game is nowhere near over. It's going to go ahead and red rock me. Feels bad, man. It's going to go ahead and yep, we'll pitch the Miss All Sunday. I don't have anything in trash right now that I can go ahead and get. It's going to go use the ability to get another Colosseum. It's going to replace the Colosseum. Going to attack me for 6. I'll go defend. Attack me for 6. I'm going to go ahead and take. I'll use the red rock to go ahead and remove one of the toys because I need to start getting some of the pressure off the board. Going to go back to 8 Dawn here. Attack the leader for 5. They're probably going to defend this one. Yep. Give me a Leo. And I'm going to summon another Crocodile. Show me another Red Rock, baby. Here comes Luffy. Are you going to King Kong Gun this is the question. And the answer is yes. He's going to go ahead and King Kong Gun. Yeah. I'm trying to decide if like it's worth it. And do I even want to use the card action to -1 further Dawn? I don't think so. So I'm just gonna defend one of the attacks. I won't be able to defend the other one, unfortunately. So he's gonna go ahead and restand the Luffy, restrike with the Luffy. And that's most certainly gonna take care of my Crocodile here. Not good. Gonna attack me for 5. Ooh, another Red Rock. Gonna go ahead and remove the other Kiros. So slowly removing the toys away from this game. And then on my turn, I'm going to have to do a really boring play. The play is summon Who's Who and hit that Luffy hard as heck. Yeah. And that's Luffy down. Who's Who. Grab me a Blast Breath or a Jack. Ooh, I love Jack. I'm going to grab Jack and pass it back to my opponent. So yeah, it's nothing's really happened this game. If we look at anything, there's been very net losses from both sides. My opponent's used one Gum Gum, one of the King Kong guns, so that's good for me. He's going to go ahead and use Leo here to remove my Who's Who. Well, joke's on you. Who's Who was never attacking, brother. He's going to go ahead and Sabo here. Sabo doesn't really do much versus a blue-purple deck, as I don't have many cards that KO. I'm going to just pass it back. He's going to go ahead and King Kong gun this Kyros, which is terrifying. We'll go ahead and trigger that. It's going to go ahead and draw us a card. And we'll get another card. So, unfortunately, because of that, we will not be able to Kaido them, which, slight mistake. Oopsie poopsie, as they say. And then we got to really decide what we're going to do on our following turn. Now, we're getting low on life, but we can always play Queen. I'm going to go ahead and get us some more cards. We're going to lose one of these Kaidos because they're not really going to do much. And I'm just going to 3,000 World the Sabo. And that'll allow me to go 5-5 at the leader, which will, you know, get some pressure back on my side. Cool. And then I'll pass it back to my opponent. So, not looking completely doomed just yet, but we're not in a great spot. Definitely not in a great spot. My opponent's going to have to decide what he's going to do. He's going to go ahead and 7. Will it be me or will it be the Sunday? 3 Dons. He wants to play 2 above the Queen, which is fine, but that plays right into the Gum Gum Gatling. So we'll Queen block, play the Gatling. He's going to go ahead and use Rebecca's effect, find an Orlumbus. Although I don't think he has much destruction left. He plays a Bartolomeo because yeah, you better be afraid, buddy. Yeah, you got 2 Barts on the board. And then, okay, not looking terrible. We're at 10. And at 10, we can opt to summon this Kaido, which would probably not be the worst thing that ever happened to in the world. We can also go Miss All Sunday, draw a card, play Jack. We're going to go ahead and attack the Kyros here because I know that he has an Orlumbus in his hand. He's going to go ahead and give me that. I'm going to go ahead and play an X-Drake here. Use X-Drake's ability to remove a card out of his hand. It's going to remove the Orlumbus. I'll go 5 at the leader. I will play the Miss All Sunday back. All right. And I'll pass. Just got to summon cards and deal damage, right? So he didn't net +2 this turn because the X-Drake went ahead and removed the card. He's going to go ahead and red rock my Queen, which is fine. Still not in danger zone. He does have 2 blockers, which makes it so it's going to be very difficult for me to win the game. He's going to go ahead and attack me for 7. I'm going to opt to take this. He's going to Rebecca, find a Leo. And then how do we possibly win? Well, we just attack him for base numbers. Might be the move. Play a Queen, settle on some stuff there. I don't know. Maybe Queen would be best. I'll go 6. I'll go 6. It's going to give me a 2K. Go 6 again. Block again. I'll go 6 at lead one more time. I'm trying to fish for the rest of his hand. I'll go Queen, draw 2. I'll go pitch a Kaido because this 3,000 Worlds might be more useful in the following turn. Now, will he be able to KO me here? He's going to have to use a lot of powerful cards here. He's going to have to so he's used Orlumbus. Once I see the Orlumbus, I'm not afraid of losing the game anymore because he's going to have to then play a Leo here, then attach all his Dawn onto the Kyros to go for game, but that's nowhere near enough. So, I mean, he's going to attack me for 5. I'll give him a Babe. And he's going to put everything on Rebecca, go for 6 for lethal, and I'll show him X-Drake, and that's probably going to be the end of the game. Nice. So we're back with the deck, and it feels weird saying that there are 3 viable crocodile leaders, but I don't think I'm coping too hard. Depending on the specific matchups that you run into, this deck is... it really just plays the long con very, very well. I mean, the long games go exceptionally well for this deck. If you want to play the grind matchup versus all of the control decks, you very much can, because you have your own form of life sustain. You have Kaido. Basically almost anything you summon on board is very easy to defend because of your very powerful defensive options. You can even play more or less. I mean, there's so much versatility with this deck. that it just feels like it can do it all. Miss All Sunday allowing you to buy back exactly what you need is really, really good. This Miss All Sunday actually feels awesome. And let me tell you, in the long game, I'm going to be jacking. All right? I'm going to be ripping 2 cards out of your hand per attack. We're going to play versus Queen. Give me 2. Give me 2. And this card, I mean, I'm an enjoyer. I'm telling you, if you've ever summoned Jack and gotten to use its effect, you will think you'll be turned over to the Church of Jack. But there's a lot of really cool things that are going on with this deck that I want to talk about. I wanted to say, I don't think I've ever seen anyone use the Who's Who's engine in the Crocodile deck, but it's really, really good. Babe felt super underwhelming for me. I probably would, in future versions of this deck, probably remove this card, increase the Animal Kingdom Pirates, probably play a king here, the 6-drop king, and now we're talking. Now we got a lot of heavy hitters with Kaido, Croc, and King. And then you can obviously switch around this event lineup, but an event that really stunned me and I was expecting to like so much in this deck was the Gum Gum Jet Gatling. Ever since its release in OPO3, I really haven't played Croc in set 3, and so I never got to see this combo happen, and it's pretty good. The fact that I can draw a card without having, keeping any Dawn up is really, really solid. This card also pitches you a card, so it gives you like a way to draw really easily. Oftentimes your opponent's also hitting you for 7, so just punishing them for 8 is really, really nice. And the fact that you play all these uncounterable cards makes it so this Gum Gum Jet Gatling gets like a dual bonus. So it actually felt really, really solid. I don't think there's anything more that I want to talk about the deck. In terms of pros, you're playing Crocodile, so that's already a pro. Cons, without the right early game, without the right hand, it's going to be very tough to beat aggressive decks, if I'm being honest. The fact that Who's Who is one of your early, your turn 1 plays, and he is a slash character, makes him doubly weak to Buggy, which makes the Zoro matchup a little bit worse. But as you can see, you are able to win the Zoro matchup through the Crocodile himself. I only had 1 card on board the entire game, and that was Croc, and he was just, yup. And eventually, yup. So the early game does seem to, take a hit, but you have so many comeback mechanics in terms of Miss All Sunday, Queen, this Croc, that it actually feels okay to lose a little bit of the early game. Again, if you play the King, I feel like that actually also helps you with the matchup. If you even want to play the 7-drop King, you can go ahead and do that. But again, if you're minusing 2 Dawn, it's a little bit punishing in this deck because the only card that you really want to -2 for, or basically reset a turn of Dawn, is Crocodile, because this effect is exceptional. The King, on the other hand, unless it's like, I can't even think of a turn, like a card combination that makes me want to do it, but like Sentamaru Law, I guess. But other than that, it seems much more situational. So I would probably play the 6-drop King, and yeah, that's basically all the only changes I would make with this deck. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this deck. Maybe you give it a shot, you try the peanut butter and jelly again. I know if you've been a long time viewer of this channel, you know that I am also an enjoyer of the Croc, so hopefully you guys get some entertainment out of this and some ideas that lets you cook up and experiment in your own locals. So hope you guys like this video. Make sure to hit that like button if you did. If you have any comments about the Crocodile or about One Piece in general, or just life, just leave a comment in the comment section. And as always, if you guys are enjoying this One Piece trading card game content, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.